Okay guys, I'm back. Let's do a really quick video. I made one before, but I was like wasting too much time. It's not been 20 minutes. Let's do a series on coming to Japan cheap, and if you want to stay here, staying here. So you've bought your tickets, and they should be the most expensive thing of your trip in Japan. Everything else should be a fraction of the cost of your ticket individually. Okay? So if you've come to do snowboarding or go sightseeing or whatever, it shouldn't be as much as your ticket to here. Alright? It should be less. Alright? It should be significantly less. So let's go over some, I'm sorry, I'm drunk by the way. Let's go over a couple of quick little things about arriving. So when you arrive, the easiest way to get to your hotel is always going to be by train. Okay, there's a rapid service train pretty much to everywhere. Every major city connected to an airport is run by a train. If it isn't, then there'll be a bus route that is very cheap and not too long. Okay, considering. That's booze, by the way. So, you've caught your train, alright? Do you want to rent a car? The quick question, the easiest answer to that is usually no. Are you in Sapporo or Okinawa? Are you in Hokkaido or Okinawa? Is the answer no? Then the answer to do I want to rent a car is no. The only reason you want to rent a car is if you're staying in a very large open area and you have to go to a lot of different areas. So that's why if you're getting snowboarding or skiing in Hokkaido, it's great. It's a great idea to rent a car, especially if there are more than 3 people. It brings it down to like 50 or 60 bucks a person, and yeah, I think you can have it for a week relatively cheap. We went through Toyota. Toyota's very cheap, but there's Nissan and you can rent whoever you want. But get the insurance, worth it, especially if you've never driven in the snow before. It's a bit trickier than you would think, trust me. I crashed last time I was here, first time I was here. So, let's say you've got a lot of luggage. The first time I came here I didn't bring too much, it was manageable, but it was still annoying. The second time I came here I packed much less, but I still think I had too much. This time, I've come for a year, so I brought my PC and a bunch of other things that I probably shouldn't have brought, but I did anyway. So, I didn't use them this time, but I'm always telling people that a luggage delivery service is the way to go. A luggage delivery service, or takubin, it's one of those. Is really, really cheap. The most popular one in Japan is Kuroneko, and it's very, very, very obvious. There's a little green oval, and it's got a little yellow circle around it, I think, and there's a black cat in the middle. Just a black outline of a cat with some white eyes, I think. It might not even have the white eyes. And that's Kuroneko, black cat. And they are amazing. I shipped the last year when I came, I went all over, and if I had like a major change, like if I was catching a flight somewhere, I obviously couldn't take my luggage. I would ship it because it's much cheaper than adding luggage to a flight, and the trade-off is worth it. If you have a lot of luggage and you're like getting upset because you've got so much, walk into a 7-Eleven and say, hey, can I go to Taco Bean to, this is where my hotel is, or this hotel. Alright, it's going to be really cheap. I sent like 60 kilos, like 7,000 K last year, and it was $70 something for 4 bags. Cheap as chips, guys. Alright, that's like, okay, it is a bit expensive, but if you don't want to carry your luggage around and you've got a lot of luggage, that is cheap. Much, much cheaper than shipping it via plane. And if you have to fly around Japan, absolutely use Taco Bean services. The only things you can't take in the... the only things you can't put in your Taco Bean service are batteries, I think that's it actually, batteries and like some liquids, because they fly them out. If there's batteries, they'll literally like bring it back the next day and say, hey, can you take anything with batteries out? They did that to me last year. When I went from Tokyo to Sapporo, they did that to me, and it was a bit annoying, okay? So, let's say you've now got all your luggage to your hotel, you've rocked up, everything's sweet. How do you get into the internet? How do you get a SIM card? Well, unfortunately, you can't really get a SIM card easily. There are options that you can buy before you arrive in Japan, and they're going to be on the networks, but they're usually really expensive. The research I've been doing has shown me that you can get about 12 gigabytes of data plus the ability to call people for about $40 a month, less than that. It's like 36,000 yen or something, which is about $40 a month Australian. So for about that, you get like a decent amount of data for a mobile, and calls are all relatively cheap. They're like 100 and something cents a minute. So there might be 90 something cents a minute, 90 yen a minute. And texts, nobody really texts in this country, so you don't need it. But if you're really into texting, they're pretty cheap to send, but you also have to pay to receive them. So I think that's why nobody really texts, everyone just emails. There's also an app called Line, which I think a lot of people use as an alternative to messaging because it's that much cheaper. The first time I came over, a lot of people were using that to try and translate things for us. So now you've got your luggage here, you have found your way here, and you know whatever I was just talking about. Seriously, I just keep drinking. You don't need a car. Or maybe you do, but you know whether you do or don't, and you're not going to waste any money. And remember, if you're staying in Sapporo for like 1 or 2 weeks, you don't need a car. Alright? If you're staying in Sapporo and then going to Asahikawa and then going to Risutsu and then going to Abitsu and then coming back to Sapporo, yeah, you need a car. Alright? The cost of rail tickets alone has already equaled a car for about a week, from Toyota at least. So definitely think about renting a car if you're going to be doing something like that. But if you're just going to go, I'm going to Hokkaido, I'm going to stay in Niseko, and I'm going to go snowboarding, and then I'm going to go back to Tokyo, catch your plane, send your luggage, catch trains. All right, you don't need to waste money. It will be expensive for you. I'm just getting a call real quick, so Mum's going to have to watch this video while we do it. So I'm just going to put that there so Mum can see. But I'm going to keep doing this video without stopping, and Mum can just listen in. So you've come to Japan, you've got your luggage here, you don't need a car, or you do need a car depending on where you're staying. You've got all your shit going, so you've got your hotel. By the way, your hotel should only be about $300 to $400-ish a month. Sorry, a week? Oh my god. A week? If you're getting it for a month, that is a bargain. Stay there, live there. See if you can get a visa. Stay there permanently. That is cheap as chips, guys. So now you are in Japan and you need to eat. You've got all your stuff. You're at your hotel. You found your way. You don't need a car in this scenario. So now you're going to go and get something to eat. 7-Elevens, Lawson stations. They're called konbinis, but there's like maybe there's like 6 or 7 different kinds throughout Okinawa to Hokkaido. But the mainland's got like 7-Eleven, Lawson Street. I think Sunnyco or something like that. Sunko, Seiko, something similar. If you need to eat and you don't want to spend a lot of money, you can get a full meal for about $5 and a drink for about $1.50. But in general, most restaurants are pretty cheap. Unless you're going out to eat at a really expensive place, it's going to be very cheap. For sushi, which is usually one of the more expensive things, go to a kaiten. A kaiten is a sushi train. And there are a couple of brands of sushi train over here, the Kappa Sushi and Hiro Sushi, where they're only about 109 yen a plate. So that's $1.09 per plate, and you're only gonna eat like 10 plates. It's like $13-14 plus drinks max. Okay, if you wanna spend a bit more money, you can go to something called a kaisen, and that's where they'll cook what you want to eat in front of you. There's teppanyaki, and there's also things like yakiniku, where you can go and I think it's like the one around the corner from here is $20. You get 2 hours, or you can drink and then you can eat a few things in that time as well. So there are heaps and heaps of options for coming to Japan and eating and traveling on the cheap. Next time, and I am going to keep this under 10 minutes because I've recorded this 3 times already. I'm so drunk. Next time we'll talk about some of the more intricate things like shopping and comparing prices, getting good deals, and we'll also talk about maybe setting up a home base and going a bit further than you want to, or leaving your comfort zone to do some things that you thought might not be cool. And hopefully people are watching this video and I'm not just talking into a webcam for fun. Alright. 9 minutes and 32 seconds. This is going to be it. It's a bit longer than what I just said, but that's because I keep talking. Alright. See you next time I make a video. Bye.